It was supposed to be a routine flight from Dallas to Washington, D.C. Passengers were settling into their seats, flight attendants were storing bags, and the usual hum of takeoff prep filled the cabin. But no one expected the next few moments to turn the quiet hum into a national conversation. Congresswoman Karoline Leavitt, a rising conservative star, had just boarded the flight. She was accompanied by fellow Republican Representative Jasmine Crockett, known for her recent fiery exchanges in the House chamber. Though they often disagreed publicly, today they happened to be on the same flight, both seated in first class after attending a bipartisan panel in Texas. As Leavitt adjusted her seatbelt and placed her tablet into the seatback pocket, the pilot, an older man in his 50s with salt and pepper hair and an authoritative stride, walked up the aisle and stopped directly in front of her. His face was tight, his tone even tighter. "Congresswoman Leavitt," he said, loud enough for nearby passengers to hear. "Some of us up front were wondering how someone like Crockett gets a first-class seat, especially after the way your party treats people like her." The cabin went silent. Heads turned, phones discreetly raised. The confrontation was unexpected. The pilot, clearly emotional, wasn't just questioning seating arrangements, he was taking a political jab. But Karoline Leavitt didn't flinch. "Excuse me?" she asked calmly. "You talk about unity," the pilot continued, "but you sit next to someone your supporters attack every day." Leavitt stood up, now facing him eye to eye. "Sir," she said, keeping her voice measured, "Rep. Crockett and I were both invited to speak at the same event. We may not agree on policy, but I respect her service. That's what democracy looks like." Before the pilot could respond, something unexpected happened. Jasmine Crockett, seated beside Leavitt, stood up too. "Actually," she said with a small smile, "we had a pretty decent conversation at the event. Maybe more politicians should try that." The pilot blinked. So did the rest of the cabin. Two lawmakers, political opposites, standing shoulder to shoulder, backing each other up in front of a stunned airline crew. Word of the incident spread fast. A passenger in business class had filmed the exchange and uploaded it to X, formerly Twitter. Within an hour, the clip had over 2 million views. Hashtags exploded. First class clash, Leavitt and Crockett, pilot politics. News outlets scrambled for statements. The airline released a brief message saying it was investigating the conduct of the pilot. The pilot was quietly replaced before the plane took off. Back in the air, the mood had changed. Passengers applauded Leavitt and Crockett for their calm, respectful tone. Several approached them mid-flight, thanking them for showing a rare moment of civility. After landing, both representatives issued short statements. Leavitt said, "Respecting those we disagree with is what makes our country work. I will always stand up for civil discourse." Crockett echoed her. "We can argue on policy, but personal attacks and disrespect have no place, especially at 30,000 feet." Their mutual defense of each other sparked conversations across the political spectrum. What started as a tense encounter evolved into a national talking point. Cable news segments debated the moment for days. Some called the pilot a hero for speaking his mind, others said he crossed a professional line. But the bigger story was the rare show of unity. Leavitt and Crockett were invited to joint interviews. The late-night shows had a field day. Memes of them sitting on an airplane wing in superhero capes went viral. More importantly, the story triggered a bigger push in Congress. Leavitt introduced a bipartisan resolution encouraging civility and respect in political discourse, co-sponsored by none other than Jasmine Crockett. The two lawmakers appeared on a morning news show together, where Leavitt joked, as a gate, "I still won't vote for half her bills, but I'll buy her coffee anytime." Crockett laughed. Make it a latte and we've got a deal. Meanwhile, the pilot's conduct remained under review. While some groups launched online fundraisers to support him, others called for stricter professional standards for airline crew interactions with elected officials. As the media frenzy faded, the story left behind a powerful message. Sometimes, leadership is not about debates on the House floor, but how you respond in unexpected moments. Karoline Leavitt's poise and her willingness to stand up not just for herself, but for a political opponent, earned her praise even among skeptics. Jasmine Crockett's quick support reminded people that passion doesn't have to mean pettiness. The moment became a case study in universities and political science classrooms. Headlines that week weren't about insults or scandals. They were about dignity. The pilot, for all the controversy, inadvertently sparked a nationwide conversation about the power of civil disagreement. In the end, no one remembered the turbulence in the air. They remembered the calm between two rivals. They remembered that first-class moment that showed America what leadership could look like when two women from opposite sides proved that even in divided times, respect still flies. And sometimes it all starts with a seat on a plane.